Yo, people! Okay, people, I have got a epic one for you here. So let's not mess about. Let's get straight into it. I believe that Bob Marley and other characters are played by Sophie of Wessex of the British royal family. And there she is. And if we put them together like this, they look absolutely nothing like each other. Of course they don't. These masks are incredible, and these actors are incredible actors, and I am going to show you that Sophie of Wessex is Bob Marley by showing you the links and the proof. Now, the universe has been syncing with me on this one big time. I had quite a few syncs, and the morning that I was actually started this video was Friday the 13th, and I looked at my messages, and this message here came through from Soul Jazz Records in Covent Garden in London. The Mystic Revelation of Rastafari, Tales of Mozambique, 1975. Bearing in mind the year of my birth is 1975. And this is the album here. And this message came through on Friday the 13th at 11:11. So, first of all, I just want to explain about the influence of Bob Marley on my life and my music and my thinking. A massive, massive influence. Although I rap and I ultimately make hip-hop music, it's like a lot of my music is reggae influenced. And Bob Marley has been a massive part of that. And although I look at all these other rappers that have influenced me, as artists go, the ultimate artist that influenced me the most lyrically is Bob Marley. Now, as a kid, my best mate's mum had Bob Marley Legend, and they used to play it all the time. I really am not a fan of this album because I always saw it as a kid as just like the pop Bob Marley, the easy listening Bob Marley. There's a couple of sort of the harder tunes on there, but to me, this album does not represent Bob Marley. But there's no doubt that that was subconsciously going in to my mind as I was growing up. And then when I got older, I started buying records. I started delving into the proper good Bob Marley stuff and awakening to the real side of Bob Marley. So some of my favourite albums that I loved, Bob Marley and the Wailers, Kaya. Bob Marley and the Wailers, Rastaman Vibration, you know, just that song, Rastaman Vibration, yeah, positive. But this is the album that I really, you know, put up there as Bob Marley's greatest album, just because of the meaning behind it. The story goes that it was all recorded in his exile after being shot in London, and I really think that London grittiness comes through on this album. But the fact it's called Exodus, and the song Exodus, movement of Jah people. Now, when I went through my spiritual awakening, suddenly all of Bob Marley's lyrics made sense. And that movement of Jah people, Exodus, was not a physical movement, but a metaphysical movement of the mind and of consciousness. And this album has also got the song Natural Mystic, which is my favourite Bob Marley song. There's a natural mystic flowing through the air. If you listen carefully now, you will hear. There it is right there. Stay still, listen, and you will find the truth. So this video was sparked by my previous video I'd done when I realised that Bob Marley and Leo Sayer were the same person. And I woke up that day a few days ago when I did that video, and I was just annoyed. There was no sunlight, which means I don't get solar power in my van. It always pisses me off. It was just overcast. And I was just fed up, and I was like, I'm going to do a few mushrooms. I did a few mushrooms, I don't know, 20 dried mushrooms. Nothing major, but a little trip. And during that trip, obviously you see a few things. And during that trip, I suddenly saw my video, and I was like, oh my God, I saw this picture here of Leo Sayer, and I went, oh my God, Leo Sayer is Bob Marley. And that is what I needed to do this video, because I've known for a long time who the royal was that played Bob Marley, but I really needed to find that evidence to be able to do this video. So a video I'd done a while back was Leo Sayer and Mark Bolan being the same person. Go and check that out if you haven't seen that. That's a real deep video. Shows you how deep they go with the links on that one. So obviously Mark Bolan, Bob Marley, Leo Sayer, all the same people, characters played by the same royal. And then that goes on to my video I done a few days ago of Leo Sayer and Sigourney Weaver being the same person. So Sigourney Weaver's in this character, is one of the characters from this royal. And that is what I really needed to help do this video, because to show that there's a female involved in the character of Bob Marley, so it's easier to understand that Bob Marley is played by a female, possibly. Because ultimately we don't know what they are, because they're masters of deception. So just a quick few hints. Here's Leo Sayer in a purple shirt. Purple means royalty. They're telling you he's a royal. Here's Mark Bolan in his purple mini. Purple is royalty. They're telling you he's a royal. This is how they work. Obviously this is Sigourney Weaver looking like Leo Sayer in the film Alien. So the key to these links here is that if you notice the colour, like of Leo Sayer's t-shirt, he's got braces on. They've sort of swapped the colours over from the trousers and the t-shirt, but they've got braces on. This is the kind of thing they do. But also he's got red socks on and blue trainers. She's got white trainers with red and blue on. And obviously the hair and the look. This is how they roll. But also look at the back. He's on a blue sky with clouds. They've got a blue sort of lighting with white sort of smoke. This is how they roll. They link it up. They're not always 100% blatant. They're more subtle. But this one, to me, I saw it straight away. So I worked out the Marleys were part of it a few years ago, because I could hear what they were talking about, money and everything. And I was just like, oh yeah, they're part of it. And then this is their emblem here, looking very, very much like the Freemasonic compass and square. Of course they're part of it, but it really took me a long time and only in the last year or so, to really accept that Bob Marley was part of the deception. And as I did that, it made it easier for me to understand that he was one of these royal actors. So we know Bob Marley was small. It says here 5'7". I would say between 5'4" and 5'7". I really don't know, but here's a picture of him with the Wailers. I know Peter Tosh to the left there was a tall guy, but you can see the difference there. He's a small guy. And here's a picture here of Sophie of Wessex with Prince Edward. And you can see that she's smaller than Prince Edward. And there again there. Although you cannot trust these pictures straight up unless you can see their feet, because they definitely manipulate the heights by standing on things to change the heights of the people. So this is Bob Marley with Cindy Breakspear, which is Damian Marley's mum, the last girlfriend, I think, of Bob Marley. And this is Leo Sayer with his wife. I think her name is Donatella. And if you put them two together there, you can see how similar they are. And this is Cindy Breakspear here, modern times, looking older. And this is Prince Edward. And if we put them together, I mean, come on, people. It don't get no blatant than that. That is 100% the same person. And that is some amazing evidence. So this is Sophie of Wessex's parents, her dad and her mum. And this is a picture of Sophie of Wessex with her dad. Notice the hat and the tie and the jacket. And this is Bob Marley's dad, Captain Norval Marley. Now, Captain Norval Marley, as the story goes, was part of the British establishment, working in Jamaica on quote-unquote Crown land. That's how the story was, that he met Bob Marley's mum, and they had an affair that couldn't work because of the social status of each person involved. So even before we find out the real truth, Bob Marley's family was always part of the establishment. But if we put these two together here, you can see that he's telling you that who he is, with the hat, the tie, same sort of look. Obviously the glasses you can't see there, but if we put these two together here, just look at the eyes. He's got these slanty eyes, and that is the giveaway. And this is Rita Marley, Bob Marley's first wife. And if we put them together here, you can see just how similar they are. Look at the eyes, look at the mouth, look at the way the mouth is, and the chin. Very, very similar. Obviously with a mask. But maybe you're not convinced. Maybe you need some more evidence. What about this? Sophie's tribute to Bob Marley, Countess of Wessex, dons £795 necklace engraved with his quote, "Love the life you live the life you love," as she steps out in St. Lucia. And that is the pendant. Now that, as links go, is blatant as you like, and she is telling you that she played the character of Bob Marley. Then check this out. Bob Marley wearing an Areola Records t-shirt, spelt differently, but areola, like the areola on the part of the woman's breast. They're telling you that Bob Marley is a woman. And then what about this? This is Mark Bolan's son, Roland Bolan, which I always thought was a hilarious name. And this is Ziggy Marley, Bob Marley's son. And if you put them together there, I mean, no doubt they are the same person. I mean, look at the way they're dressed, you know, the guitar, even the way that he looks. They've slightly changed the look of the eyes, but the eyes still look similar. No doubt the same person. So yeah, as crazy as it is, I've been into this long enough now to know how they work, to see the signs, to see the links, to prove that this is true. And the fact that Leo Sayer, Mark Bolan, I've proved that they are the same people. Sigourney Weaver, Leo Sayer, the same people. Leo Sayer, Bob Marley are the same people. All of these together prove 100% no doubt that Bob Marley is played by the Countess of Wessex, Sophie of the British royal family. And that is some crazy ass royal actor madness. Time to wake up, people. They all actors. The whole world is a stage. It's all fake. Peace.